So if you like, you're welcome to sit as you are. Otherwise, come to lift your seat, curl your toes, and invite the pinky toes to engage, if you will. Sometimes they have a mind of their own. As you're ready, come to take the arms forward. Take the shoulders back into socket, and with one hand, draw all the fingers back gently. So you're not by the knuckles or high up, but low. And then slowly shoot energy through the heel of your hand as you continue to deepen your breath. So just as a reminder, arm comes up, shoulder height, back into socket. You draw the fingers back lightly first, but then it's about shooting energy through the heel of the hand as your breath is flowing and shoulder stays relaxed. One more breath. I'm trying to distract you. As you soften the hands, release, and reset both shoulders. Take the other side, hold to the fingers, draw them back first, and then shoot energy through the heel of your hands, keeping the shoulder relaxed and keeping the breath flowing. You do want to focus on keeping the arm relatively straight if it has a tendency to bend, and keeping the shoulder relaxed. Taking one more breath, and release. If you're familiar, we'll talk about the thumb not being here, but as if it begins down here, and I'll just take my hand low so you can see, we'll be sliding into this divot and rooting here first, and then taking the thumb back. So taking a arm lifted, shoulder height, take the other hand and slide into that little divot and begin to push through the bottom part of your hand and then draw the thumb back. So we're supporting the saddle joint of the thumb. By the way, if your toes are still curled, gently press them into the floor and breathe. One more breath. And as we come to take the other side, I'll just repeat and say it slightly differently for your support. As you come to lift the arm shoulder distance, you'll be sliding to the root of the thumb, wrapping the fingers around, and it's almost like you're pushing the heel of your hand first and then drawing the thumb back. So if you haven't already, slide on in, wrap around the thumb, and then push through the heel, if you will, of your hand, then draw the thumb back. So we're not causing too much strain on the thumb, but rather supporting the joint, if that makes sense, as your breath is flowing. And one more breath. And then slowly release. As you come to pause, to take your fingers, middle fingers pointing each other, and the palms up as you come to lift your seat, and find the arms relatively straight, shoulders, elbows, and wrists in the same plane. If your toes were curled, go ahead and press back as if they're in mud. So you're working out the joints of the toes. You could be tapping a gentle bit. But again, note your shoulders are over the wrists as you slowly begin to make a fist. And release. And keep breathing, and take this for several rounds. For some people, it's excruciating. For others, it's no problem, but this is a great way to work and open the arms. I'll remind you again, arms stay straight as comfortable. You might also come to play with taking like a finger in at a time, pinky ring, middle first, thumb, and opening, that's also valid, but we'll do another more specific exercise for the fingers and flossing. When you're ready, release, just enough to draw your belly in to lift your seat, and now turn your hands back towards your knees so that the hands are under the shoulders, and you begin to gently press the finger pads. Take a moment to lengthen the spine and broaden the collarbones or take the heart forward. And now to your comfort level, curl the toes and sit back as much as you are comfortable, and only to the softer side of the wrist that has less mobility. So we're not forcing, and we're not going to go in two different planes. If one arm has more range of motion, stay with the softer one, if you will. Broaden the collarbones, let the heart come forward. Your fingertips are still gently gripping wherever you are. And then as you're ready, softly come forward. Pause here. Fingertips still gently gripping. Now imagine you want to bend your elbows to rest your belly onto your forearms, but you don't. You can uncurl the toes if you like, and then very slowly begin to peel the heel of your hand, and then the center of your palm, and then slowly the thumbs and fingers as you sit back to the heels, and just take a moment. If you'd like to stay where you are, you're welcome to. If you want to open the feet a little bit more, come back one more time. As we come to take the arms forward, shoulder distant, turn the back of the hands towards each other, cross one wrist over, commit that you'll only go as far as comfortable as you relax the shoulders away from the ears, and slowly begin to bend the elbows, knuckles down to the floor. And here's where you promise there's no force, anywhere from heart to chin to face to sky to forward, as you listen to your body. So you're moving with the bone structure rather than forcing. And if the arms come up, keep them relatively chest or shoulder height rather than letting the arms drop, so that you can keep the heart open and lifted. One more breath. You gotta give yourself time to come out slowly, so no rushing, as you reverse the order so it allows for integration. Eventually, arms forward, hands separate, shoulders back to socket, switch the wrist, slowly the knuckles come down. And again, you could keep going or you stop whenever your body is suggesting to do so. So there's no forcing here, but you are deepening your breath. If your toes are still curly, go ahead and press them into the floor one more time. And when it is time to come out, take one more breath and then move very slowly so that you take time to reverse the order. And eventually, the arms unraveling, you separate the hands, and then as if flinging water off your hands, take a few shakeouts. If you want to uncurl your toes, feel free to do so. One more exercise here if you like is, as you come to take hands to heart space, hands pressing first for orientation, and then lift the elbows in line with the shoulders, and so you create a firm line. You're pressing now your hands about 10% into each other, so there's a little bit of energy. And now without twisting your body or your arms, imagine you wanted to glide the arms slightly to the left, 1 to 2 inches, left, and then gaze to the right. And then when your head can't turn anymore, let your eyes go even further back behind you. Pause and breathe. Let the eyes neutralize with the nose. Turn the face back to center, and then hands back to center. Pause. Reset one more time, 10%. And then slowly slide forearms 1 to 2 inches, then head goes to the opposite direction. When the head is no longer moving, turn the eyes even further back behind you, pausing for breath, and then neutralize, eyes with nose, gaze neutral, and back to center. And then you can shake it out one last time. Well, the other offering I gave that's not in your book is to take the hands forward, energize as if you're pressing through the palms a slight bit, and slightly forward at the middle finger, just ever so slightly, and then circle out the wrists. This can help sometimes to reset. Sometimes cricking and cracking takes place too, so not to be alarmed. And then we'll release, take your hands forward. If your toes are still curled, press the toes back like in mud. So you're doing it very slowly, intentionally to release the joints of the feet. You do a gentle tap out if you like. For the next few exercises, sit as you